This was a segment taken from the Kill Connor Club podcast where we play a game called Assassination Contracts. I think it's something you'll enjoy. Link to the full podcast in the description.
Do you want to play a game, James?
Do you want to play a game? Is it Halo 5?
No, it's like, no, don't ever say it. You know that triggers me. That's this is a safe space.
Okay, you want to do Assassination Contracts?
Assassination Contracts. Brett, I think you obviously know what Assassination Contracts are. We haven't played it since. It's only with you we play this game, Brett.
I'm honored.
Well, I mean, it's copying off your podcast, so we can't really use it. Yeah. So we can't do that. James, do you want to explain Assassination Contracts?
Okay, so for everybody listening, Assassination Contract is where I'm pretty sure it's where we get polls. We put out a poll on Twitter, and we get you guys to answer the polls with questions regarding the Assassin's Creed franchise. And then we on the podcast, we go through like a rotation of each of us, and we'll each ask the questions to everyone else. We can give our input, and then we get to talk about. It's kind of like a yes or no game, I think, and we kind of then we go, oh, this is what the community said, and that's a rough description. Was that good? Was that good enough?
Yeah,
sure. If you're asking me, I forgot the whole game, so...
Yeah, sure. So did I. I kind of forgot as well. The last time I played it was on the DegSec cast, and that was, yeah. So,
yeah, that podcast died.
I mean, I loved it.
Let's play Assassination Contracts. The first contract we have is, how do you guys feel about open world modern day in Assassin's Creed? James, would you accept this contract?
Would I accept the contract? Now, my assassin brother, I would have to... if I open my pigeon coop and there was a bird with this in there, I would be like, I'm going to leave you for another assassin to pick up, I think, because I would not accept the contract, just to clarify with that strange metaphor. I'm not into an open world modern day. I think you could have a hub world somewhat similar to what they've done in pretty much every Assassin's Creed game. We have like a small hub, maybe make it a bit bigger, maybe like Monterrey, you know, if it's set in Egypt, of course, have like maybe like a large kind of area that you can explore, find secrets, talk to characters, you know, that kind of thing. But not a full open world modern day in an Assassin's Creed game. I don't think that fits at all.
For me, I just want to quickly say that this question isn't even really a yes or no, because how do you guys feel? So James, good job asking.
How do you feel? I feel yes about it.
You should have put, should there be an open world or open world?
Off.
Whatever.
Yeah, I get it. Whatever.
Anyways, I'm gonna decline the contract as well. They should honestly focus on the ancestor story and make that, open world. Also, if they're gonna do modern day, they should do it right, and just open worlds is another task that they're not ready to do yet. So
yeah,
100%.
No.
I will also decline the contract. Now, I'm very much on the same page as James on this, though, and it's kind of, I have in my head of how I want the modern day to go at this point in terms of the storyline for Empire, because I want it to be about someone, whether it's Desmond's son. At this point, I don't give a fuck about that anymore. Just anyone, just a new character, and I like it just to throw us into action. And when I say that, I mean he's not an assassin, he's not a Templar, but he's in a group of people that are in Egypt, and they're going into like a tomb area, and whether they have an animus or not, they could be involved somehow with that. But I think of how Assassin's Creed 3 was with the modern, you're in the Grand Temple, and that was kind of its own little open world space. I'd love for I love that concept, but I think it can be done better. And you can do a similar concept where you're using an animus for like research, because they've bought it from like Abstergo or whatever. Like Abstergo could be selling these, Abstergo Industries or Abstergo Entertainment could be selling these for research purposes. So they're like a research group that are exploring this Egyptian temple, wherever, pyramid, wherever. Or archaeological dig sites. So whether they're there legally or not, they're like similar to Uncharted Group. They're kind of like their own. They're just doing things off the books, and they're bringing Animus down there to kind of figure out the past of this. And the guy they bring along could be, they know he's related to someone who was in Egypt or something like that, or I don't know. But at the end of the day, you're playing as a character. You've got a hub area that you can go to, and the further you play through the ancestor storyline, the more you kind of unlock around this temple and find things out. And I do think it would be cool to have a set story in an area, but yeah, it's more about the ancestor story, but I think there could be an open world space
so
to hub
explore, unlock things, speak to characters, further that story. But then when you get to certain points in the ancestor story, that unlocks like a set piece mission for the modern day that you go through with your crew. You'll explore more of the cave, or whatever. It unlocks more of the story, that kind of thing. So, kind of the way, I suppose, kind of the way Assassin's Creed 3 did it, but not assassination missions. You don't go out and assassinate Templars or whatever. You progress through this open world, unlock more sections by like going through. You find like symbols, you solve puzzles, Uncharted style, I suppose.
I would love it to be about like puzzles, like it's not even like you
mystery and
you find a piece of the thing and you put a block into like an energy thing. No, you literally just solve puzzles and shit.
Kind of like the way Horizon does it in a sense, like where you're going through these like temples and like these old things from like the ancient ones or whatever, and you're going through and like you're discovering more. You're like, I really want to know what's going on. You kind of get more through the temple, that kind of thing, but with like more puzzles and Uncharted and like Tomb Raider style, that kind of thing would be really interesting.
And then it's like, what's the point of the storyline? And that's why I think inside this temple you stumble upon something that maybe helps towards this Juno thing. Then the next game is when all of a sudden Templars start to get wind of it, and that's how they kind of get that. They end up getting involved in that fight. But these can be a group of people that aren't involved, so it's a new beginning for new people, and they bring us into ongoing storyline that's gone on for too long. Anyway,
of course. We talked about that on Kill Chronicle before. Was like you start off not part of the fight, but what you find at the end of the first game means the Templars are now onto you and are chasing you, and you have to flee. You end up becoming part of this fight. You find out
or whether the instruments of the first will get onto you.
That's possible. Like the instruments are there, like
Desmond's son
with Juno. That could
be
possible. Because that'd be kind of interesting to have Desmond as the protagonist, Desmond's son as an antagonist to this new character. So like he still has a link there. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah. In the poll, 60% of people said yes, and the reason for that is because I don't know. Assassin's Creed fans have Down syndrome, I guess. I don't know, but
these are James's fans though on Twitter.
Yeah, that's true. They're all a bit weird, aren't they? I think the main reason I think they voted yes is because you think, do I want an open world one day? I mean, yeah.
Kill yourself.
But like you don't.
No, you don't.
I mean, I don't. No, but I think in the sense of it, when you think about it, you're like, do I want a really good ancestor story and a really good open world modern day that has both these things and is just perfect, 100% perfect? They're thinking yes. They don't think of it from like, a logical kind of, standpoint where you're like, this wouldn't work. Technologically, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't it's like, the way we think about it, I don't think is the way they're thinking about it. They're just thinking, yes, I want it. I want more. That kind of thing.
For the Animus, I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but will that arm thing be in the next game, do you think?
Hope not.
God.
And like, how would they even incorporate it? Because you're in the thing already, so it just...
Yeah, it's shit. Nah, what they do is, you'd be in the Animus and randomly every so often it flicks back and you just see your modern-day character running around in this shit arm thing. You're like, oh, sick, I'm being carried by a crane.
Okay, James, you've got the next contract?
Alright, my next one is... Would you guys like the idea of legacy outfits being unlocked by legacy missions where you play a memory as the corresponding assassin? Brett.
I'm going to accept this contract. And who came up with this question? Because it's actually really good.
It was on... So where I took all of these from was Assassin's Creed Wishlist, which is a series I do, where I take people's comments.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. I mean, obviously, yes.
Probably my favorite idea I've ever heard, to be honest.
Yes. But only just have Connor's legacy outfit and that's it. Just have like 10 missions for him. You don't have to have the other outfits. They're all bad anyways. So just have Connor and I'm going to say yes to that.
Okay, first of all, whatever Brett just said about like Connor and stuff is a stupid idea. He's a fucking idiot. So I'll accept that contract and I think this
it too.
Shut up, Brett. I thought this whole legacy outfit idea with missions is a fucking phenomenal idea. Fantastic. And I mean, kind of sucks, so I don't want him involved at all. So don't have his outfit, don't have a mission for him. Fuck that guy. One with Altair, one with Ezio, Edward. Just what a fucking amazing idea that would be. Just cool, just a cool fucking idea. And even if it's like, I get that is a difficulty to get voice actors and all that shit to bring him in. Even if it's just like there's no real context, it just throws you into action and you've just got to play a thing as the character. I'd settle for that. But if there's dialogue, that'd be great. That'd be ideal.
Ooh,
but like,
Edward would be really good, especially.
Oh, yeah, that would be good. Oh.
You're just kind of thrown into the middle of action into a little location. I don't think it needs to be over the top because I understand the difficulties and I actually want it in the game. So I'm trying to be realistic of what could go in the game. So
sure.
just you're in a real kind of confined location in an interior or wherever on a quick mission doing something in the action. And at the end you unlock the outfit. I think that's a ridiculously good idea. So I can't speak more highly of that idea.
Yeah, well, as for me, I would 100% accept this contract. I said about this in Wishlist, I think another cool addition would be not to just have them, but to unlock the mission in order to unlock the outfit, you have to get collectibles. So say, for Ezio's, there's 10 feathers that you have to collect, then you unlock the mission. For Altair's, maybe there's 10 flags, corresponding things.
Beautiful.
For Edward, 10 shanties. You go and collect those through the world, and you'll unlock that mission. Then you go into the mission, and they work somewhat like, the Christina memories in Brotherhood or the Altair memories in Revelations, that kind of thing. And you'll go in, you'll get to play a bit as this character, just like a 10-minute mission at the most. Like, just this lovely section, just this set piece. You do this thing that you have. Like, they did it in Assassin's Creed 4 for PS4, and I think it's on PC as well, is the Aveline memory that's in the game, where it's Assassin's Creed 4, but there's an Aveline memory you can play in the game, and it would work like that, or like the beginning of Unity. Like, they've done it before with different things, where they've had separate stuff, and it would work just so well. Then when you complete the mission, you get the legacy outfit for the Ancestor and Empire.
And to think of it of like how would it work? People are like, well, how would they do it? Like, as these open world sort of thing. Well, even like in context of you've got the Templar lairs and shit. Back in the Ezio games, like it'd just be like they make a new one of those. Like you said, it's a set piece. Yeah. It's an interior. You go and just collecting something. Like there was stuff I never played in Assassin's Creed 2 before until the Ezio collection. Like I never had some of those Templar lairs that were PS3 exclusives and things like that. And I'm like, holy shit, I've never played this mission before. And I'm like, some of them were cool, like the Lorenzo one, like in his cause that's kind of in story, because that's like during an event of like there's a battle going on in Florence. It's during a thing going on. I'm like, that's a cool mission.
Yeah, that was cool.
And if you had just something like that, there's no real dialogue necessary. I'd like for there to be dialogue, but again, we all get how difficult it is. You can just kind of reuse, Ezio dialogue for just one-liners and shit if you'd like, but
yeah, of course. And imagine having all these characters on next gen looking fucking gorgeous. Oh yeah, it'd be so good. Oh,
Connor especially.
Like, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
What were the results, James?
Okay, so the results were 94% voted yes, 6% voted no, and I'm gonna put that 6% down to they accidentally hit. I refuse to believe
I don't understand
thought no.
Yeah, why?
I think
they're really lazy.
So there's a few people that replied to it that said stuff, and I think someone said if it connects with the story, it's a great idea, but I'm afraid they'll ruin a character's story with the poor writing of these missions. That kind of thing.
That's the point. Don't write the missions. It's just a mission. Like nothing
there's no
story-wise.
It's just a mission. That's why it would work perfectly, because it doesn't add, it doesn't take away from anything in the current story. Like if you're playing as Ezio, doesn't at all affect the Ezio trilogy. It's still the same. You're just playing this additional mission that's something that happened in Ezio's life. It doesn't even have to be canon or fit in anywhere. It's just a thing, It's just like
while he was in this
Rome
place,
or whatever,
while he was in Rome, he also did this Templar lair. Like, so
there you go.
There's this extra two.
While you're playing as Altair, he did this thing in wherever, that kind of thing. Where you're just running around this set piece, like, things happen and you just keep running and doing the stuff, and Connor can do stuff. Edward.
Connor cut down this tree with his axe.
Connor fought a bear and died, and that's it.
On to the last contract.
Okay.
We asked, would you like to see optional objectives return an AC or not? Tyler, do you accept or decline this contract?
I think I accept this contract.
Ooh.
And I know it's an unpopular opinion, and the only reason is, and I get why it shouldn't be there. I'm with you for a while, but for me, I am a completionist. I am a achievement whore. So I love the optional objectives just for the fact that I love the challenge of being like, fuck yeah, I better do all this, because it's like, it feels really like you've earned that 100% sync, just purely because of an achievements standpoint, because I'm that guy that has to get all the achievements, and really the highlight of Assassin's Creed games for me at this point are getting all the achievements, not actually playing the game. So I mean, if it's a great game, I'd rather have the freedom, of course, and not have those optional objectives, but having the assumption that it's going to be shit, like all the other ones have been, yeah, bring it back. Give me achievements.
Alright. Well, for myself, I'd have to decline the contract. I want them to go, because I just think that's super fucking restrictive, and I hate playing the game through twice just to get the optional objectives, because the first time I play, I just want to play the mission how I like it, although I do feel guilty that I haven't done the optional objective, and it fucking affects me, and it's really irritating. And then obviously if they go, then I can just play the mission. I can play the whole game how I want. It feels so free. However, someone said on Wishlist one time, and I thought this was a really good idea, was have optional objectives in the game, but they don't count to 100% sync, but they change every time. So when you play a mission, they'll just change. It'll be a different optional objective, like do this or do this change. And you could have them so they're community based. So because this is going to get into something someone said before, like, have optional objectives so that you do something in it, you can set it, so like if I can do this in a mission, that then becomes an optional objective, it can go on rotation through the community. So like if I can complete this myself, it's doable, so anyone can do it, that kind of thing. Kind of the same way Hitman was, and I think that works into like community, like Assassination black box missions, where you can create your own black box missions for people to play, where like you can set something up with like guard patrols and a target, and if you can complete it, then there you go, it can be uploaded to the cloud, anyone can download it and play that contract. I think that would work really well. They did that in the Hitman games, and that was really cool. I think that would really add to the Assassin's Creed replayability, but that's got nothing to do with this. Yeah, no optional objectives if it's just, just the way it normally is, if that's how it's going to come back.
Yeah, I agree with James. I would have to decline. It's just, for me personally, I never even try anymore to go after them, because it's shit. And I also feel the same too, as in, if I don't complete it, I also feel like shit. So if it's not there, and I just honestly agree with you so much. I want to play a certain way, and I don't want to be restricted in what I can do to get 100%. And if they made it where you wouldn't get 100%, like if there's optional objectives, but if you didn't do it and you could still get 100%, I would agree with that, and have a rotation as well. Basically, I agree with James, not Tyler.
Cool. Sick and good.
54% people said no.
There you go. Most people said no. That
was actually more split though than
Yeah, it was. I expected it to be a huge percent to say no, but they did. A lot of people said yes, which was they're like, I want them back. I don't really know why anyone would want them back. It doesn't really make any sense at all, but sure. That was Assassination Contracts. If you want more of that and you want to hear the rest of the podcast, because it was a 3-hour show, you can go ahead and hit that top link in the description. It's also available on SoundCloud and iTunes for you guys to listen to. We talked about a ton of other stuff, and it was a really good time. If you want more content such as this, early exclusive access to it as well, head over to the, as always, link to Patreon in the description. Pledge just $1 a month, and you get a ton of extra content, plus supporting me and Tyler in whatever we want to do in the future. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Leaping from my places, rivers are flowing red. Now we're defying, now we're uniting. Go watching from the skies. These streets are burning up. They're starting fights here. I'm gonna take it to 'em all.